आज वो 6 and 7
प्रार्थना।
नमस्ते। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। क्षमा करने का असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतंगमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। गुरुवंदनम। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरम्। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। विष्णु शतपदी और प्रार्थना शतपदी। We'll do it as usual with the 4 padas in each verse. So 2 padas in the first line, 2 padas in the second line. Avinayam apanaya Vishnu,
Avinayam apanaya Vishnu,
Damaya manah shamaya vishaya mugratrusnam,
Damaya manaya shamaya vishaya Krishnam,
Bhuta dayam vistaraya,
Bhutayam visaraya,
Taraya samsara sagarataha,
Taraya samsara sagarataha,
Divya duni makarande,
Divya duni makarande,
Parimala paribhoga satchidanande,
Parimala paribhoga satchidanande,
Sripati padara vinde,
Sripati padara vinde,
Bhavabhaya khedachide vande,
Bhavaya khedachide vande,
Satyapi veda pagame,
Satyapi veda pagame,
Nata tavaham na mama namamakhinastvam,
Nata tavaham namamaki nastvam,
Samudro hi tarangaha,
Samudro hi tarangaha,
Vachana samudro natarangaha,
Vachana samudro nataranga,
Udruta naga bidanuja,
Udbhuta naga naga vidanija,
Danuja kula mitra mitra seshadruste,
Danuja kula mitra mitra shashi drishte,
Druste bhavati prabhavati,
Drishte bhavati prabhavati,
Na bhavati kim bhavati raskaraha,
Na bhavati kim bhavati raskaraha,
Matsyadi viravatarai,
Matsyadi viravatarai,
Avataravata sada vasudam,
Avataravata sada vasudam,
Parameshwara paripalyo,
Parameshwar paripalyo,
Bhavata bhavatapabhitoham,
Bhavata bhavata
Damodara guna mandira,
Damodar Gunamandira,
Sundar vadanara vinda govinda,
Sundar Vadanar Vinda Govinda,
Bhavajalati madhana mandara,
Bhavajalati Matanamandara,
Paramam dharmapanayatvam me,
Paramam Dharmamenuttame,
Narayana karunamaya,
Narayana Karunamaya,
Sharanam karavani tavakau charanau,
Saranam Karvani Tavakau Saranau,
Iti shatpadi madiye,
Iti Satpadi Madiye,
Vadana saroje sada vasatu,
Vadana Saroje Sada Vasu,
Vadana saroje sada vasatu.
Vadana Saroje Sada Vasu.
We have been all blessed, and myself, I salute to the Guru Parampara, starting with the Adi Shankaracharya, with the Dayananda Saraswati Swami. This Prarthana Shatapadi has been taught repeatedly by disciples of Dayananda Saraswati Swamiji. The extensive discussion was done by Tattva Vidananda Swami and also Swami Viditatmananda. They have both commented very extensively, and if you have any time, at your leisure time, or creating the time, you please follow through. And my talk, or I've been speaking for last 1 week, is based upon their teaching. Whatever that I've been talking is just repeating that knowledge in our level to get understanding in a better way. Prarthana Shatapadi is a prakarana and hymns and kind of prarthana prayers. As Vimalji said, there is a quite difference between the prayer and meditation. Prayer is done in duality. Prayer is a connection between the Bhakta and the Bhagavan. It is a request, and it is a cry, Artha, Artharthi, Jijnasu. All three of them are going through this prayer. It's a connection between you and him. Whereas the meditation is a jnani that is going inwards in comparison to the outward in the prayer. Meditation is nothing but making an appointment to yourself within. We always try to get the appointments outside, to your spouse and your relatives, your friends and your community members. And whereas in meditation, your appointment is with your own self and no second one. That has been taught very extensively and deeply with the esoteric meaning behind, with the embedded Vedic knowledge through this Prarthana Shatapadi. Since it is going to be a conclusion day, we will be doing both the 6th verse as well as the Phalasruti, which is the 7th verse. Just to recollect our memory, and as I said, repetition is the name of the game in realization of the self. That these 6 verses were beautifully put with a rhythm, which is called Rita, and is explained in Satyam, which is rhyme. With this rhythm and rhyme, they built these 6 verses, and in a way, if you analyze, each verse has 4 padas, 4 put, just like a Omkara, and each line has 6 words, padas, and is explained one connecting to the next one. It's like an interlink, like a mala. And that mala is a sutradhari, is that thread along with all these words are beautifully woven at that. So we started with the verse 1, which is a nirguna, nirakara, nirvishesha, Brahman, which is behind the human eye. We need a jnana netra, not the mamsa netra. A jnana netra is needed to realize that nirakara Brahma, nirguna Brahma, nirvishesha Brahman. With the available 5 senses, the given equipment, Brahman can be realized by Sakara, Saguna, Savishesha Brahman, which is Ishvara. We talked about this extensively in the line, verse 1. So we talked about that Brahman, as a Nirakara, Niruguna, Nirvishesha. That is also, we call it as a universal or original consciousness or OC. And then when it reflects that consciousness, when he looked at himself and he got shadow. A big shadow, which is the cosmic shadow, that is the Ishvara. And there is multiple minor shadows, shadow creating the shadows, and those are called Jivatmas. With this play of this Ishvara on the stage called Jagat, which is Prapancha, play of Ishvara, which is Jagadishvara, on a stage having a players, role players or jivas, multiple jivas, innumerable, ananta. So how do you explain that one from Nirakara, Niruguna, Nirvishesha to Saguna, Sakara, Savishesha? Is that three words that has been classically every Vedic literature tells is Sat, Chit, Ananda. That is the nature of this Bhagavan. This one has not an attributes because it's Nirugunena, Nirvishesha, but it is own qualities. He has own qualities, those are called Bhagavan. Bhag is the six opulences, all those forces. Those are, you have Sri, all wealth. You have Virya, all strength, Bala. You have all SS, fame. And you are all Vairagya, because it is not related. He is not attached to anything. Everything is a play on his own thing, which is a shadow. Then you have all Jnana. All the six opulences are those nature. And how did you translate that into Sat Chitananda? Sat is the existence. I is the existence. Chit is the I am. I am also goes at the individual level. When it says the I am, that is the Ishvara. When it comes to the I am this, I am that, comes to the individual conscious level, which is all Jivatmas. And when we are talking about these two levels of consciousness and the play, we have to understand this all play, which we call in a Sanskrit term Leela. That Leela has been explained by the second verse, which is Mahalakshmi. Prakriti. First one is the Purusha, is play, male principle. Second one is the female principle. Combined together makes the particle. The principle, which is the male principle, Purusha, and Purusha could be Niruguna or Saguna, which we explained. And then when they combine together, a big bang takes place and a particle comes. And the particle is the Prakriti. And that Prakriti is the Jagat on which all the play will be happening on that. And that's beautifully explained in the second verse. Then we go to the third verse. Third verse is, so that and this, Samanvaya, you are not different than me. Just like the wave and the ocean. Ocean being the original consciousness, wave is the reflective consciousness. There is no difference between these two. The essence part of it is water. So the essence part of both, that and this, Atma, Atman. In a terminology we use is the Brahman is the Ishvara, which is a Maya, inherent Maya itself for the play. Whereas Avidya, we talked about the Avidya is an individual source. these two are multiple or innumerable, ananta. All of them, essential nature is that self. And they have different costumes. And we are playing that one. And why this play? Anirvichaniyam, unexplainable. So also the Maya. Why the Maya? Maya is not tuchya or mithya. Maya is, as long as you are aware of that one with the knowledge, that's inherent and it's eternal. Maya is not illusion. What is illusion is at the individual level is called avidya. So this terminology, once we understand, then we put beautifully by Jagadguru Shankaracharya, he did that Tattvam Asi. That is the third line he explained. Then after that one, once you Samanvaya took place, and the fourth one, he will explain that the vibhutis, vaibhavas of this play, how beautifully it was created, how beautifully it is enacted. And that enactment is like a drama. The prompter or the coacher, preacher, or the essence pervading on that one is called Paramatma, whereas the player is called Jivatma. In general term, we use the Atman and Brahman, but essential nature is the same. It's only the roles. That has been explained in the fourth verse. And the fifth verse is Avatara. That during this time, during the play, there need to be empires. Whether it's a football, basketball, or any game that we play, or even the family drama we do every day. We need an umpire. Father is a leader of the samsara, or so-called family life. Mother is the general manager. And children have been given different roles to play. And if that is not going well, somebody has to take action. And the guy who is in charge of all these things, who wrote the script, who is giving the prompting, he has to intervene. And he is big. It's not like a small, tiny molecule that we have on Earth, and we are not like the jivas, which is minuscule. So that big one is called Tara. Tara is a star. The star being there everywhere, the light of all these lights, and the person behind all these lights, he has to come down, either individually at the level of the family, or he has to go anywhere in the big level, in the countries or anything. So he has to come down as, so Avatara means is, Tara is coming down. And that is called Avatara. And it happens not just one time. It happens every moment, every day, every month, every year. It's not come only this yugas on that. Every day it is Avatara. And we talked about that. That Avatara comes in a different forms of grace. That grace can come at any moment, through anybody, through everything. That beautifully explained that. And we are going into the last one, sixth verse. We'll go through the verse first, then open your book, and then we'll read that. Everybody on that page? Damodara Gunamandira Sundara Vadanara Vinda Govinda Bhava Jaladi Madhana Mandara Paramam Dharma Panaya Tvame Paramandar Mapanaya Tvame. Okay. Once again, that Avatara, when it comes down onto the earth is the playground. And so far all the scientific research, discoveries, what has shown is that life is only on the earth. Bhumata. That's why it's called Bhumata, giving birth to everything. They didn't find the life anywhere else, in a physical body. Yet, it's behind our current research. But life is everywhere. There is not only one earth, there are millions of earths everywhere. But it's beyond our perception. Now in this situation, when they talked about this, these avatars, how they come through the grace, they have explained beautifully in the first part of the line. There are 6 words in that, just pay attention to those things. Damodara, Gunamandira, Sundara, Vadanaravinda, Govinda. 6 words. Now the meaning of that, if you look into that first, and then Bhavajaladi Madhana Mandara Paramam Dharma Panayatvam me, is that, O Lord, it is written in that booklet, O Lord, your mother tied you up with a rope around your waist. You are the repository of all divine qualities. And your face is charming as the lotus flower. That's the first part. The second line of the Stotra 6 says, you are the protector of the cows. And there is a lot of connotations and the meaning behind that one. You are the protector of the cows, and you are the mandara or mountain for churning the ocean of the samsara, Kurma. And then may you kindly eliminate my insecurity, the fear, which causes me huge pain, suffering. So the second line is telling that Shankaracharya already described everything up to that 5th verse, and at the 6th verse is describing his avatara, how it manifested, and he is telling that if all this you, and it's everything is pervaded, and I am the part of that, and I am a role player, can't you do that? Can't you then why the minute I came onto this earth is nothing but suffering? Because every time I take away my face and my eyes from you, I am having pain. Please take away the samsara. Just take away that ignorance. Just let me realize I am that Sat Chitananda. Let me be happy. And that is the Prarthana. That is the conclusion on that. The beauty of this is, in the first verse, if you look into that, it's called Avinaya. Vinaya is, humility and other things. Avinaya is a pride, ego, ahankara. That's the first word he used. And look at the last word is dharma. Dharma means is the kind of fear, not dharma. I'm talking about dharma. That's the Sanskrit word. That is a fear. Fear of what? Fear of duality. Fear of two. When you have a second one, you have a fear. So you start with that ego came that when you are yourself as an I, you are the knowledge, you are the original consciousness. But now in the reflective consciousness I am confused, my ignorance is taking me to the body, mind, sensory complex attachment. And then when I have that one, I am thinking about I'm this and that, this my wife, my children, my friends, and this is, I built my building and I have this Mercedes car, all those things are possessions. I am, going downward into tala. Please lift me to take you to the lokas. With the mind consciousness, because evolution of the human consciousness has taken that I, then when you are taken away my ahankara, what is left? I still have the trace of that one. Please take away this fear also. It's very important to understand this. Ahankara is the root cause for that. Is a root cause for every suffering on that. You take away and the fear. So that's why, see what happens is when you have ahankara and a desire, that desire is the one big D. And then when your desire is there to get this, to get that, all those things, then you don't get sometimes, what do you get? Anger. frustration, right? So if you add further the D to the anger, it becomes a danger. That is the most important one. This is the kind of things they taught us. Not only that, this is I am everything. I am the Om started with that, and I became AUM with the time and space. The space is AUM, Akara, Ukara, Makara. And this particularly this Shankaracharya used the word, look at the word, the beginning of the first line, first verse is Avinaya, A. Look at the last word, me, my, to me, of me, to me, by the people, to the people, for the people. I am still working on the body, mind, senses. So all this play in between is nothing but those play, what we talk about, between the A and M. So also when you utter the Omkara, Om, it's a opening awareness, awakeness, that is A. When you close, withdraw, that is M. You cannot utter A without opening your mouth, and you cannot utter M without closing your mouth. It's an opening act and a closing act. And in between is Ukara. That Ukara is nothing but your play. And during that play, you play your part, praying that and doing meditation. That's the entire thing as explained. Now we go into this, the explanation of this sixth sloka. He said Damodara. Damodara is what? The one around the way. Udara is this one. So you recollect the story of Yashoda with the Lord Krishna, Balakrishna. He was a kid. While she was doing the churning in that one, what you call that pot, big pot. And he was looking at the Krishna, and which was kid, just like anybody else. It's a play. Then there was a milk in the kitchen, and it was overflowing because it was on the fire. She was boiling that milk, and suddenly she leaves that churning rod, and then goes away to just take care of that one. And meanwhile, Balakrishna comes, and he tries to do like mommy doing it. Because of that strength, it breaks open, all things spill over. And during that time, now she came, then it takes that, not only that, whatever the spillover, it takes that butter and is trying to give it to the monkeys. All the monkeys came in, all the creatures, everybody was there. Because during the Krishna time, all the creatures are around him all the time. So at that time, which was this already Yashoda was being complained about him many times, about the Lord Krishna. So all these people, when the big sound happened, all these neighbors came. Because Yashoda told, you can't control that small kid, you should have, got hold of him and controlled him. She told all the neighbors already. But the neighbors could not catch him. That's Bhagavan. And she has to catch him and punish him. Because you already told the neighbors that, you don't know how to control, it's my own kid, and they're coming and watching in whether the Yashoda is going to control or not. So what she does is she grabs him and then try to get all the old ropes that have been lying down. Is what you call, they are cowherds, or there's a word called, what is their vamsh called? Yadav. Yeah. So they have all those threads, the ropes. So there are peaceful ropes. So she brings the rope, try to, tie him. And because this one, after spilling around, he goes there, and there is the one that makes the dhanya, and he pulls upside down, and he's standing and feeding the monkeys all this butter already. So he was deciding is catch him, and he tried to tie him to that one, but she has to tie down. Every time she is bringing one rope, it is 2 inches short. 2 inches short. Oh, that she didn't realize, it's all Maya. So then she gets another one, try to tie down, then try to do another 2 inches short. Likewise, she could not tie down. And then he smiles, just like any other baby, smiles at her, looked at her face, and then finally let her tie down with so many attempts. By the time she's also sweating and other things, because she is the bhakti, she's a mother. He has to bless her so that other neighbors won't say, okay, Yashoda also could not control him. So, and she makes that one. What it means is, esoteric meaning is that Lord Krishna, Damodara, no matter how much you want to measure, you will fall short of 2 inches. Because it is behind, it's Maya, it's Leela, is behind that one, is because it's pervasive, it's everything. How can you, with a human being, you can tie him down? That is the essence of that. Now, in the second one is called, you are the repository for all divine qualities. And then you must have seen that I explained that one. Both Nirguna and Saguna. Nirguna is what? Nirguna is your nameless, formless. And that is called for enlightenment, because you need to realize you are Chitananda. Whereas for the Saguna, you need the sense organs, Mamsa Netra. The other one needs the Jnana Netra. This is a Mamsa Netra. In that one, what are you getting that one? With the Mamsa Netra. Is Mamsa, you know that. Mamsa is physical eye. With that one, what are you trying to do? Is sense gratification. All we are doing in the life, morning to evening, what we are doing is for the sense gratification, not for the self-realization. That's why the suffering goes on that one. In the Lord Krishna, they also say, Shankaracharya Bhashya, they have mentioned, and not only in the Puranas also mentioned, not only Shankaracharya on Adhyatmic level, Puranic level also, this Lord Krishna, he has expressed this thing in the 3 forms of Madhuryam. How did he express that? In these qualities, gunas we are talking about. He has the charm in the form. Lord Krishna, all our children, grandkids who have experienced the grandkids, on the Krishna Janmashtami and things, we decorate them. We give so much of dress and the peacock, the feather, and then when we look at them, we feel so good. How beautiful, my grandkid is there. And that Rupa of Krishna is pleasing to everybody. And then that is called Rupa Dhyana. We do the Rupa Dhyana. We enjoy every day. That's why we decorate all these women, putting all this jewelry and everything, or we are putting tons of gold and other things, is for our Rupa Dhyana, for enjoyment. Everything is you are doing. But how long it lasts? As long as is the dress. And next one is that he spills something and all those things. Oh, what is this? Kind of things. Temporary, transition. The second one is charm of exploits. Leela Madhuryam. Leela Madhuryam is what? Whatever the chilpi chesta or whatever the little funny things he does, if the little kid does some of the things, it's okay. But the same little kid actions, if we do it, it looks very awkward. Okay? And Krishna, when he was doing as Leela during the childhood, and that should be the attitude of that. That is the attitude that this Leela is nothing but a sport. Do your part accordingly to the Varnashrama Dharma. Means, as you are an ashrama, as a child you can, but as an adult you cannot do the child things. So that stages that they have put is ashramas is brahmacharyam, grostham, then you have vanaprastha and sannyasa, right? What do we do on the physical level, day-to-day life? When we were kids, we try to play with what? Dolls. Various dolls. We bring as grandfathers, this doll, that doll. Actually, children, they will be playing so many dolls. When we are growing up, in adolescence, young, energetic, body moving all the time, what do? We play with the balls. Basketball, this ball, that ball. We take them to all these games and all things. They take the balls. And when we are in the Grihastha, what do? We are always on calls. This call, that call, what do? So, wife tells you to go to the Walmart and, you do this, do that, and our doctor is on call. Everything is on call. Then as Grihastha, you already worked hard enough, then you're becoming a little bit old, Vanaprastha, your legs cannot do all those things. You start crawling on the floor or leaning on the walls. You will be leaning on the walls. Now, and that's what it is happening in our life. Instead of that, you need to be, very kind of that madhuryam you do according to whatever you do it perfectly in that one. Don't do these things just stuck to that one. If you continue to play with the dolls as an adult, it looks awkward. That's why he says you play role play. If you are mother, play mother role. And what we have to do is that realize that this, with the knowledge gained, you need to act accordingly, and then only play looks good. That's what he was talking about in the Leela Madhuryam. Then the third one is Venu Madhuryam. Venu is flute. It's beautifully explained in a Bhagavatam and in many literatures. In a Vedic sense, is the flute has 7 holes. 7 is the sound, the Omkara sound on that one, and it emits the Sari Gama Padani, 7 swaras. It also emits through sounds, comes through the 7 colors, rainbow colors which are Vibjya. So 7 colors, 7 sounds, swaras, and everything is 7. Even the days are 7. And even our acting is also 7. 5 Panchabhutas, and you have a mind, and you have that I, Buddhi, Ankara, what was I-ness. So these 7 are the one place with the 7 swaras, you sing, and then you have 7 colors, multicolor, all the 7 is the one. Even the sun, Surya Devata, has been depicted as 7 horses. When Lord Krishna was Saradi for Arjuna, how many horses? 5 horses, Panchendriyas. And beautifully explained in one of the Upanishads, I think Svetasvatara Upanishad or Kathopanishad. Yeah, Kathopanishad.
Simile.
Yeah, simile. Yeah, Kathopanishad. So that, and also many other Upanishads also mention it directly or indirectly on that one. And that flute is a signal. This has been beautifully explained in the Krishna Leelas, Rasa Leela, when he was, playing that flute with that sound. Even all the birds, animals, even the plants, even the cows, they all stand still. And the gopikas, all of them who have been, in the houses, respective houses, they have to leave wherever, whatever they're doing, and they have to come running. And that is the kind of the attraction, because Krishna is attractiveness. Krishna is auspiciousness. Krishna is a pleasureness, because that is the Satchitananda. That's you are. You forget that one. So this 3 is the one that he explained, is that Damodara Gunamandira, Sundara Vadanaravinda Govinda. Now, Sundara Vadanaravinda, we already explained that Rupa, and Aravinda is like a flower, that lotus. The face is like that, lotus. Lotus is like a blooming consciousness, evolving consciousness, that you are that. Myself is in a self in all. Once you are realizing that everything is that is Sundara, Aravinda. Govinda. Govinda is the one which has a lot of connotations. Go, G-O, in English term, tells many things. Go could be earth, Bhumata. Go could be Vedas, knowledge. Go could be Indriyas. Indriyas, 5 senses. is also go, senses. Goswami means the guy who was, control all the senses on those things. Gvinda is who's giving kind of all the pleasures and everything on that. There is a beautiful story that we can talk about this is in a couple of minutes is that when Parikshit Maharaj, who is the grandson of Arjuna, when he was going on the tour, what do you call that they usually take a tour during the night or some other or the different he will go as a normal person.
Oh, the incognito.
Incognito. Right.
To find out what
we call
the
it
citizen
Telugu Maruvesha.
Yeah.
In a different costume, not as a king.
Right.
Then he noticed there is the bull with the 3 legs gone, lying down on the ocean, and there is also a cow, which is very emaciated, and both of them are crying. Then he will look into that Parikshit Mahanu. You all know this one, Parikshit Mahanu, looking into those. I know why this bull has three legs and standing only 1 leg. And you all know that Dharma, it's a personification of Dharma, bull. And whereas the cow is personification of earth. And it explains by itself, Just to give an example, personification of Dharma has 4 legs in the Satya Yuga, very beginning, and later on losing 1 leg for each Yuga. And that 4 legs are, in a simple terms, we can use as austerity, and second is the purity, third one is the charity, and the 4th one is the clarity. Austerity, purity, clarity, the charity and the clarity. In the Sanskrit words they call tapas, swacha, and then third one is dana, and the 4th one is satya. Satya is to remember what is Atma and Anatma. All 3 legs are gone. That austerity is not there anymore. Ajnas and all those things, indwelling awareness gone. Second one is that saucha. We'll see all this, uncleanliness everywhere. Swachh Bharat, why did it come? Because everything has become not Swachha, that's also gone. And the charity is how much, people have millions, the dollars in the stock market. In the morning they will look into all these up and downs, and the evening they count. If it is high, they will be happy. If it is low, they are suffering. And then they hold on to that, in the positions. My wife, my children will go on position. They don't never come out of that one. And that's also done. You don't give it to anybody. And only this Kali Yuga is standing on 1 leg like a bull. And that, And then cow has been suffering because they have been abusing this earth, abusing the cow, abusing all those things happening is that are personification of there are 8 qualities they are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. And in that one, they say that then Parikshit Mahamani said, why it is happening here? Because there is a decline in Dharma and decline all this, misusing of all these resources on the stage. And then he will realize that is because of the Kali Purusha. Nowadays, I think, I don't know how many you have realized, when we were kids, when we are growing up, there was so much of love and affection. The neighbors used to come to us. In the villages, we used to have so much of attachment, human touch. Nowadays, it's not there. It's all gone. So, this is because of the decline, Kala, Desha, Dosha. With the time and space, it has declined all these values. So Parikshit Mahani recognized that Kali Purusha is the responsible one. He wants to punish. And then he wants to kill, beheaded him. But Kali Purusha says that, that is my nature. That is this one, it has to happen. And this is your Leela. Then why do you want to kill me? So he pleads him and then says, but what can I, do? So he says that, okay, if that is the case, let these people live happily. Whoever is inclined towards that one, but I will send you into these 4 places. What are those 4 places? He will send into all this Kali Purusha is living in the alcoholic dens. What is that they are called? Bars. He sends into the Vaishyas all those Vibhacharas. He sends into the gambling dens. And what else? The fourth one.
The ego,
The places where they can live.
gold.
All those golds and other things. Creating all those material positions on that one. And there is a word I always fascinate to use, the iPhone and all the wording, all those things. I use also www.com. What is this means? There are three W's that makes this Kalipurusha act through that. First W is the woman, second W is the wine, and then the
Wealth.
Wealth, woman, and wine.
They go together.
These are more, and then the dot. Dot is the Maya. But if you go in that, if you realize these are the causes for that one, you take away dot, you have communion. You are a communion on that one. Okay. So in its simple words, what the Purana said that in the modern period, it is the three. It's nothing about the female that you are talking about. It's a female qualities. It is a female quality, Prakriti qualities. That's what is meant. It's not blaming the woman.
It's a female, in terms of using them.
Yes.
Not a feminineness, but using female body consciousness.
Correct.
Right?
Body consciousness, right. So in that sense, when we have realized this Shankaracharya has been talking about that. And then he uses that Bhavajalati Madhana Mandara Param Darapanoe Tvam. May you kindly, and you are the one who have protected the cows, you have done all these things. And then you are the Mandara mountain. During that time you have Adhisthana, you are the supporter of all this happening on that one. You are carrying on your shoulder. May you kindly eliminate this insecurity and also the fear, which is Paramam. Take away my fear. Take away my ahankara, which you already done. Now is the fear is a trace. Take away that too. And which is causing the samsara, the pain. And that he concludes with that one. Then we'll go into the Palastruti on that. In the Palastruti, we'll read once again and then we'll finish up. Narayana Karunamaya
Narayana Karunamaya
Charanam Karavani Tavakau Charanau
Sharanam Karvani Tavakau Charanam
Iti Shatapadi Madiye
Shatapadi Madiye
Vadana Saroje Sada Vasatu.
Vadana Saroje Sada Vastu.
Now, the word you already know, this word, Narayana. We already know, Antaryami, pervading, Paramatma, whatever you call. That Narayana itself is explained, self-explanation. Karunamaya, we already talked about. It's a giving and loving, his nature, Satchitananda. That is his nature. And then Sharanagati, Sharanam. Sharanam is self-surrender, right? Sharanagati, because everything is you, I said surrender. Karavani, may I take that one. And because I belong to you, that is the Tavakau. Charanau, let me surrender onto your feet, realizing that myself is a part of yourself, that let me live that unending, beginningless Anandam, which is the, bliss. And likewise, he says, Shankaracharya concludes, Iti, Shatapadi Madiye Vadana Saroje Sadhavasatu. O Narayana, you are the embodiment of compassion. I take refuge at your feet. May this sentence of 6 words, he is talking about the first 6 words, which is Narayana Karunamaya, Charanam Karavani Tavakau Charanau. These 6 words are the 6 legs of Brahmara. That Brahmara, the bee, honeybee, female honeybee, how it goes around that flower, going around the stalk, going around it, trying to take, always making a sound. What sound? Omkara sound. Omkara sound. And Shankaracharya says that can these 6 words at least, not 6 verses, all 6 verses are 6 words each, but particularly this one, can we even these 6 words could be just like a honey bee, these 6 words can be on your face, means realizing that this is the beautiful one. Can it dance these words on my lips all the time? Just like the bee. And that's a beautiful conclusion he has done in that one. And this concludes in that one is that when we used to, have this iPhone, I mentioned that one. Just to conclude on that one is, let us recollect that one. Virata Purush, Brahman alone, he has all these, avayas, he has makes all these avatars, all those things, all is one. There is only one, there is no two, non-dual. But as long as we have a human eye, we don't have a jnana netra, when it is a duality, you have to play dual role, you have to play a part, right? During that time, we use the words called, develop an attitude of prasada buddhi. Attitude. Whatever is given is given. Your life is given. Your body is given. When you came empty-handed. And during the growth and then till whatever you're doing, everything is given. It's not you that you acquired. It is all given. It's also taken away according to your karma. So that is an attitude. Develop the attitude of prasada buddhi. Number 2, you have to be, everything is given. Now you have to talk about what? Gratitude. So what is the gratitude? Whatever is given, whether the father, mother, how they have taken care of, mother herself, carrying you for 9 months, to repay is dead. You take 9 lives, 9 months of pregnancy for the woman. And the children, it takes 9 lives to repay what she has done during the 9 months. That gratitude, nowadays, look at that. They don't even care about the parents. They don't even care about the other people who are in need. We forget that. And how well you can be connected. And during last 7 days, we talked about various, and hope you will remember those things, some of them. I said 9 ways of bhakti, and I also said 5 ways of relationship, and I also told 2 ways of paths, marjala and markata. So, we have known that one, so that we don't have to go through that. So with all those marks available, what you have to do is, with the Shraddha and with the Shrama and sadhana, you have to have a Sharanagati. You have to be completely total dedication. That's why Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, leave everything.
Shraddha.
With Shraddha, Shrama.
Someone is work.
Shraddha, Shrama.
Yeah, Shraddha, Shrama,
And
sadhana.
sadhana.
Right. But sadhana is different from the Shrama. Sadhana is a deep concentration, that's a meditation. So Shraddha is the karma, that you do. So with that one, you're good. And the sadhana includes, the meditation. Shrama includes the seva. All these things, and just like we are talking about, when you can do 2 things with the given equipment of the human body. The human body, to be born as a human being, is a boon itself. That's called Manushyatvam. Manushyatvam is the one that we are very fortunate to be born as a human beings. Because the moksha can happen only during the human being status. And Manushyatvam, being born as a human being itself, is a boon. And the second one that we are fortunate in is Mumukshatvam. Mumukshatvam means to have an inclination that who am I, why I am here, where I am going. That kind of questions, like Ramana Maharshi said, who am I? That questions when arise in your mind, you are already using the mind to go towards the lokas. And that is called also a fortunate enough that you have been blessed. Many janmas, you must have done some punya to have that inclination. Sitting down here in this hall is itself is a mumukshatvam. then the mumukshatva is not only just it's just not enough. You have to go for ashrayatvam, ashrayam at the feet of the guru, ashram at the feet of the teacher, and ashrayam to the Lord Krishna, everything, or whatever the Ishtadevata, whatever Bhagwan, realizing that self in you is self in all, with the Sharanagati, with all the things I talked about, with the Shraddha and Sadhana, Shrama, and you have that the salvation or moksha in this life, now, not somewhere else, not in the past, not in the future, it is now. And that's what Shankaracharya has taught with these 6 verses on that. It has been a great opportunity and it's a blessing, and thank you very much. And if you have any questions, we'll do it after the prayer. That way we can save the time on that one.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
I need to